The next component to talk about is a switch. A switch is a device which converts the action of your finger into a change of resistance in the circuit. What that really means is that it connects two wires or disconnects two wires, depending on your choice. We've got lots of different kinds of switches we can use, and that depends on the application for the circuit. For example, here is an SPST switch. We can turn this one on and off. We can connect to either of the two pairs here. Here's a very, very small 6mm latching switch. This one is on when you press it and off when you depress it. And here's a larger latching switch that you might use as a trigger for a flash, for instance. This one is not latching, and it returns to the off position when you let go. This is a momentary switch. So a switch is used in a circuit to connect or disconnect power, and sometimes it's used to connect or disconnect certain parts of the circuit. We might have a circuit which always powers an LED, but is not always powering a motor, in which case you might want to use a switch to turn off the bit of the circuit that controls the motor only. If we want to draw a circuit in, we want to draw a switch in a circuit, then there's a certain symbol to use for each kind. For this one, for example, an SPST, it's a very simple symbol. This line here represents the open and the close contact of the switch. Some switches are called DP-DT or DP-ST. So these switches have got more than one wire entering and more than one wire leaving. So we're able to control two branches of a circuit simultaneously. There are still further symbols for latching and momentary switches of different kinds. So when you're making your choice of switch, you have to think about how we're going to use the circuit. If you were going to create a TV remote control, you might be looking at using a momentary switch, maybe not one that big, but a smaller one. And the reason is, when your user presses the button, you don't want them to have to press it again to come off. A single press and a let go should be enough to turn it on and off. That's the function of a momentary switch. If you were building a robot which needed to be on and then off, you might choose to use this. It's a very small form factor switch. It's going to fit in a small space. It takes a certain action to turn it on and latch it, and another deliberate action to turn it off and latch it off. If you were using AC current or a larger voltage, and you expected more current to flow through the circuit, you might use a larger switch like this. This switch is designed to be mounted on a panel. You can screw it and unscrew it to fix it to whatever you're using, and it can handle much more current than a smaller switch like this.